What's up YouTube, this is Bystander X79 guys, and coming to you with my latest deck profile video for April 2019. And as you can turn around and see today, we're going to be covering Infinitracks. Now Infinitracks was just recently released in the Infinity Chasers side set, and I can tell you this right now, out of all the art types that were in that set, this was the deck that I wanted to build the most. Infinitracks are a Earth Machine Exceeds based art type. The deck can rank up, it can OTK, and I can tell you right now, I've had a lot of fun playing this deck, testing against my friends, playing against meta decks, and I can tell you right now, it can hold its own. Alright, so without further ado, we're going to get right into this, and right out of the gate, we're going to turn around and talk about the 3 copies of Infinitrack Anchor Drill. Now this is Level 4 Earth Tribute Machine type monster. Whenever it's summoned, whether it be normal or special, you're going to turn around and be able to special summon a Earth Machine monster right from your hand to the field. So I can tell you how much I like this effect. I mean, anytime in the Link era where you get to turn around and get an extra monster on the field, whether it be from your hand or your deck, more bodies in the field means more plays to be able to go off with. This card is insanely key. Alright, we're going to move this card over here. And we're going to talk quickly about the other low-level monster. 3 copies of Infinitrack Harvester. Okay, Harvester, whenever it's summoned, you get to turn around and search your deck for another Infinitrack monster to add to your hand. So this is kind of like your Stratos of your deck. Alright, now the primary reason why I want to talk about both of these cards together is they both also have a same secondary effect where they can turn around and take their levels, target another Infinitrack monster on the field, and then combine their levels together. So both monsters will have the same level. So combining this with the other Infinitrack monsters, which are all level 5, will give you level 7, 2 level 7 monsters. This with level 5 will give you 2 level 9 monsters, and you can figure out from there you're going to be going into your level 7, your rank 7s or rank 9 plays. Okay? You could also target both these together to do level 6s. You could target another level 4 to make them level 8s. I mean, there's a lot of different things you can actually do. 2 of these will give you the 2 level 4. So there's a lot of different options you can actually have with this deck, which is just great. Alright, going for the level 5s. We got 2 Crab Cranes. Alright, now... Alright, we also got 2 Drag Shovels, and I'm also adding in... Now, the reason why these guys are so important is because while they're in the field, you could banish an Earth Machine monster from your graveyard and search your deck either for the rank up spell, which is the Outrigger extension, or you could actually, with Drag Shovels effect, you can search for the trap card Spin Turn. So that's why I'm running 2 copies of each. Just to be able to search those cards out of the deck and get them onto the field. Just helps this deck out so much. Alright. 3 copies of Infinitrack Trencher. This guy is basically like a Monster Reborn for the art type. While he's in the graveyard, you can banish him and then you can target another Earth Machine monster. And basically special summon it to the field. So awesome. Alright, now we got one last card to talk about, and that's going to be 1 copy of Infinitrack Tunneler. Alright, while this guy's in the graveyard and you have 5 other Earth Machine monsters, you can banish this guy from the graveyard, recycle all those monsters back and draw 2. It's basically a power harvest for the art type, which is awesome. Only reason why I'm learning 1 is because I don't really run into a lot of situations with this guy's effect that often. To be honest, you usually use his effect maybe like once per duel, and that's about it. So you don't need more than 1 copy of him. The other thing I want to talk about is that all the level 5s also have the ability to tribute off an Earth Machine monster you have on the field in order to special summon themselves out into the defense position. So there are ways to get the monsters onto the field really fast. Okay. For my tech engines, I have 2 copies of Flying Pegasus Railroad Stampede, an awesome card here, because whenever it's summoned, you're going to turn around and target an Earth Machine monster in your graveyard, special summon it to the field. Alright, yeah, the effects are negated, but still, extra bodies in the field, always welcome. Helps increase the plays. Cool thing about it is that Flying Pegasus Stampede can also turn around and target one other monster on the field, and then you can actually make this card or the other cards, this card's level match the card you targeted, or the card you targeted match this card's level. So again, more Xyz plays for you, so awesome. And then of course I am running more of a train variant, so I have 3 copies of Heavy Freight Train. Derek Crane, I like this card out of all the trains, basically because it's easy to get out onto the field, which gives you those extra bodies that you so desperately need to link summon. Cool thing about it is that whenever it's as an overlay unit for one of the Xyz monsters and it's detached, you can actually target one of your opponent's cards and pop it. So it gives you that extra spot removal, and it opens up the rank 10 plays that this deck needs to help OTK. Alright, going into the spells. Need to respect hand traps, so 3 copies of Call Up by the Grave. Can't tell you how awesome this card is in this deck. I mean, I seem to run into this card practically almost every hand. So, opening hand, so it's a great card to have. Alright. 1 copy of Fool's Burial, because you definitely want to get stuff into your graveyard to help get things going. 3 copies of Instant Fusion. I love this card so much because it just helps enable starting up plays to get things going, especially if you wind up with a lot of high-level monsters in your hands. Alright, I've seen people play maybe 3 copies of Instant Fusion and only 1 Instant Fusion target. I don't really like that particular situation because it makes the other Instant Fusions dead. Even if you're running something like Pot of Desires in the deck, there's no guarantee you're not going to get rid of the other dead copies. Much rather have the targets for this card. Alright. 3 copies of Machine Dupe. Alright, there are plenty of cards that have low attack points. Harvester and Trencher both fit that bill, which means you can be able to get those cards on the field, and that just opens up a whole lot more plays. Great starter play, and it's also a great extender as well. 1 copy of Monster Reborn. King of all extender cards, what can I tell you? Very useful to have in this deck. Outrigger Extension, this is your rank up card. Just so awesome being able to rank up your monsters by 2 ranks. Alright, yeah, it's kind of sucks that you can't do it by 1, but yeah, it's always 2. The other cool thing about it is that while this card's face up in the field, your opponent can't target your Xyz monsters with card effects, and that just adds so much protection to what you need. Alright. 3 copies of Revolving Switchyard, and of course, 2 copies of Terraforming. Now, what Switchyard does is basically whenever a level 10 Earth Machine Monster is summoned to the field, you get to special summon a level 4 or higher, no, a level 4 Earth Machine Monster with 1800 or more attack to your field, and that monster's level then becomes level 10. Alright? We have 5 targets in this deck. You have the 3 copies of Anchor Drill and the 2 copies of the Stampede. And those cards just coming out just adds to the things, because this when you special summon using this card's effect, you're not losing those monsters, your special summoning's effect, which means Anchor Drill's going to get another monster out of your hand. Pegasus is going to turn around and get a monster out of the graveyard, so using this go off from there. The other effect is that you can actually pitch an Earth Machine Monster from your hand to search a level 10 Earth Machine Monster from your deck to your hand, which is just awesome. It just helps facilitate so many plays. Downside is you only get 1 effect of the field spell per turn. Kind of downers, but yeah, there are ways around it. And the primary way around it would be one of the copies of Urgent Schedule. Alright, basically if your opponent controls more monsters than you, guess what? You're special summoning 1 level 4 or lower Earth Machine Monster and 1 level 5 or higher Earth Machine Monster. Alright? Summon at that level 10 with the field spell on it, you could go off there. You get the whole idea. Alright, cool thing about it is that if this card is ever set and is destroyed by your opponent's card effect and sent to the graveyard, you're getting a level 10 search as well. So, awesome card to have in this deck. And last but not least, we have the 2 copies of Spin Turn. I like having 2 copies of this card in the deck because it's really the primary form of disruption that this deck has. One of the cool things you can do with this deck is leave one Xyz monster with in attack position and one Xyz monster in defense position, because a lot of times you can end on 2 Xyz monster boards. But despite having those 2 monsters in those particular battle positions with this card set, it's going to really screw with your opponent's head because they don't know what's going to happen. Whether they're going to lose a monster or they're going to lose a spell and trap. Alright, that's it for the main deck. On to the extra deck. Alright, for the instant fusion targets, I have 2 copies of Cybersaurus and 1 copy of Panzer Dragon. I can tell you right now, all my years of collecting the cards of this game, I only have 2 copies of this. That's why you only see 2 copies. If I had a third, it would definitely be over Panzer Dragon. Cybersaurus just synergizes so well with the rest of the deck. You need to have 3. Alright, for one of the other plays, you have the Cyber Dragon package, 1 copy of Cyber Dragon Nova, 1 copy of Cyber Dragon Infinity. Cyber Dragon Infinity backed up by Outrigger, and with the Infinitrack Goliath equipped to it, not equipped to it, as a material, yeah, it becomes the problematic card it used to be, and I can tell you right now, a lot of times you're going to be ending on a board with Xyz monsters, and Infinity is going to be one of those Xyz monsters. Alright. And of course we got the 3 Infinitrack Xyz monsters. Now, all Infinitrack Xyz monsters have 2 similar effects. The first one is if they attack your opponent's monster and destroyed by battle, they take those destroyed monsters and attach them to themselves as overlay units, which is just huge. The other thing is that they have an effect that activates in the graveyard. Basically, you contribute a Machine Link monster to special summon this card to the field. Alright, now for their individual effects, Riverstorm over here is basically kind of like a mix of a Rhoda and a Foolish Burial. Basically, you attach an overlay unit and either search your deck for another Earth Machine monster, or you send one to the graveyard. Alright, Mountain Smasher is actually pretty cool. Detach 1 overlay unit and you boost this attack by 1,000 points, which is just huge, and it's a permanent effect that doesn't go away at the end of the turn. So keeping this card in the field and just detaching just makes this card huge. Alright, and then Earth Slicer, basically you can attach any number of overlay units from this card, and then you can pop an equal number of cards off your field. So that card helps facilitate board wipes that can help you win the game or to kill your opponent. Alright, of course we have the rank 10 plays in there, and I have both Gust of Max and Lieb in there. I can tell you right now, going into Gust of Max is just so awesome, because you have Deca Crane attached to it. You get to attach Deca Crane, burn your opponent for 2,000 points of damage, especially with the Revolving Switchyard won't allow you to battle damage, so you have to do the effect damage. And then you can turn around and take a card off your opponent's field. And then Lieb, you can just overlay it into Lieb, keep it in defense position until your next turn, and then be able to swing. Lieb's got 4,000 attack point booty, and plus the fact that it can attack monsters equal to the overlay units it has, +1, so even without Deca Crane, it's going to have 2, so you can get 3 attacks out of Lieb at 4,000, and 4,000 is nothing to sneeze at. Lieb attaches a material, you can go up to 6,000, but typically all you only need is the 4,000 boost. Alright, 3 copies of Goliath. Goliath is just so easy to get out. All you need is one Infinitrack monster, and that's it. If this card ever leaves the field, you can target and face a Xyz monster that you control and attach this as an overlay unit, and it gains the effect that that particular Xyz monster can't be destroyed by card effects. So with Outrigger preventing targeting and this card as overlay unit preventing destruction, yeah, you get the whole idea. It makes your Xyz monsters harder to deal with. Sad part is you can only use this effect once per turn, but still, it's worth it. Quillfort Genius, another Earth Machine monster. I mean, so awesome. Unaffected by the effects of spell and traps and other lane monsters. It can negate monster effects on the field, which is huge. And if ever you special summon monsters to the zones to point to at the same time, you're getting an extra machine monster search, which is just awesome. Alright, and that's pretty easy to pull off with Urgent Schedule as well. And last but not least, I'm running one Boral Soul Dragon. Now, the primary reason why I'm running him over the Infinitrack Link 4 is because the Infinitrack Link 4 requires 3 Xyz monsters to be its recipe. And in all the times I've tested this deck, I've had maybe 3 Xyz monsters on the field, maybe once or twice. And by that point, I've already had the game won. Having Boral Soul Dragon, it's just an easier card to go into, and it helps facilitate OTKs, and it just ups the win percentage of the deck so much, it's not even funny. Okay. Guys, this is my Infinitrack deck profile for April 2019. Guys, don't forget, I am running a dual power giveaway. Monday, the video goes up of who the winner is going to be. So if you guys want to get in on the giveaway, take a look at the end screens, click on the dual power giveaway end screen, and just follow the directions in the description box to enter. Also, in this video's description box, scroll down, find the invite link to my Discord, join the conversation, we would love to have you. So guys, if you like the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you want to see more content like this on my channel, notify so you don't miss a single upload, and until next time guys, peace!